You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Bachelorette After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Bachelorette After Show.
That sound can only mean one thing.
That someone's not getting married.
Not yet, at least. We got 2 weeks. That is Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another after show on AFTERBUZZ TV. This is The Bachelorette, Season 9, Episode 9, The Men Tell All. I'm JC, and joined always by my lovely co-host, starting to my left.
Not always. I wasn't here last week.
I always think
I'm Kelley.
Next to Cathy.
Sparky.
And next to Sparky.
It's Krisily.
Krisily, I love your energy, as always.
I have to apologize for being a little sleepy today. I can't lie. It was
why
a long
is that?
week.
Why?
Long week.
Why?
Comic-Con.
Fresh from Comic-Con, and
Yeah.
she still came to AFTERBUZZ Studio, and that's why we thank you. You are a
Yeah.
trooper. And
Yeah.
of course, running the ones and twos, Mr. Phil Svitek. What's going on, Phil?
Hey, what's up, guys? We don't have Tess the intern today, but I really wanted her to pipe in. I'm ashamed.
Oh.
I really wanted her in tonight's episode.
False promises, Phil. We'll get her next week so she can interject some of her opinion, because she's got a lot of opinions just like we do. And of course, what did we learn today?
Bryden got a haircut.
Okay.
There was a self-tanning machine backstage at the Men Tell All.
Yeah, I think they have a contract with Hollywood Tans, I'm going to say.
Something happened.
I'm
There
really
were
feeling
Oompa
that.
Pablo got
Loompas.
addicted to self-tanners on Dancing with the Stars, and he hooked everybody.
There were Oompa Loompas running around rampant tonight.
Okay, but Cathy, I really want to start this. We always go, oh, what are our overall thoughts? My question today to you guys watching us at home, chat roll, hello. And if you're not watching us live, make sure to tune in on iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, and let us know what you think. And coming up a little bit later, we have our new segment called Ask Krisily, or actually, hashtag Ask Krisily. But my question
So excited,
is...
Cathy.
Wow, you were quite the actress there, Krisily. Kind of like Emily, but we won't get into that just yet. Okay. Did we learn anything new in these 2 hours, or was it just a recap?
We learned that Zach is Wes 2.0.
Wrong answer. Actually, it was right. I was just going with Phil.
That was the right answer.
It was the right answer, Phil. You need to change that. Thank you, though. Yeah, I thought
It's new and improved, though. That is why it's 2.0, and I'm not comparing him to Wes.
that was a beautiful. It was actually, I was touched.
There were people crying.
There were people crying.
Even Sparky, our dog, was crying.
So I wasn't here last week, and
Yeah.
I wanted to say that I actually really like Zach after last week.
Good.
I think that they are building him to be the next Bachelor, honestly.
Well, we'll get into that in a second, because I think they're grooming someone else.
Tonight was the interview night.
Sparky?
Not
Yep.
Sparky. If you guys aren't watching us live, Sparky is our dog. If you see, you might even see him crossing camera.
The chat room
hopefully.
has only been talking about our dog. Is that a dog in there? Yeah, it's Phil's dog. A dog?
All right, I actually think there's someone else they're totally grooming for the Bachelor.
Who?
I'll give you an... Oh.
Too late, sorry. Kristen, give her the clue anyway.
Well, you already did. You started speaking
No,
Spanish.
he didn't. It was... Is it Drew?
No.
Is it Bryden?
But he did get a new haircut, like you said, and no.
He likes the
Is
Lone
it-
Ranger.
Jonathan.
You know what? Poor Jonathan, he apologized to
People
America.
love giving people second chances.
I actually felt bad for Jonathan tonight.
And you thought he looked like a very famous celebrity right now.
He kind of resembled, and I'm going to get killed for this, there was something about him that kind of resembled Henry Cavill. The new Superman.
Krisily, you know what? You are not going to get killed.
They both have brown hair.
No, it's not
blue
his
eyes,
hair. It has
chiseled
nothing to
features.
do with the color of his hair. It's his facial features
I felt
and the
really bad for
chiseledness.
him, and I felt like Des didn't give him anything.
Right, she seemed a little hard tonight.
She was super
And-
cold.
And I genuinely thought the first night that was just a joke gone wrong. Like,
Absolutely.
he had this joke in mind, and it would have been hysterical. I thought it was hysterical when it first happened, and then it kept going and going and going, and he got drunker and progressively
Right.
drunker, and that just made it worse. That's what crash and burn.
It just crashed for you. So overall, we learned a few things, okay? And that is why we're doing this recap, so let's get into it.
I didn't learn anything. Except
Because
the
you're the
fact that
teacher.
the men tell-all should be 100% bloopers. That's what I learned. I learned
love
that
blooper
for an hour and 45 minutes, I was trying not to fall asleep. And for the minutes that were the bloopers, I was laughing.
Well, think of it this way. Do we really need to watch the first 8 weeks? Because they explain everything tonight. They really did.
This was a recap show.
They do that every single time. And can we talk about how this is the first time where they did the men tell all before Final 3?
Well, that's because of the new wrinkle that's coming up. It's a two-part
It's because
finale.
of whatever
I know.
happens next week. But I don't know what I was going to say. Sorry. I was going somewhere with that, and I completely lost my thought.
Well,
because-
chat roll, let us know what you think Krisely's thinking. All right.
Shoot.
Let's get into it. Let's get into. Should we start with how interesting they're having these bachelor parties throughout the United States? And I was surprised that there were guys that.
I remember.
Okay. Well, okay. Let's backtrack.
Yeah,
It's
but
on that note,
guys
though.
watch Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Ew.
A lot of them. First of all, I have to say that that was for you. I guess, because you're a guy and you watch The Bachelorette.
He didn't get it.
He totally didn't get it. That's what it was on, is the same lines of showing the parties, showing the girl talk that is nothing like any real girl talk I've ever seen, showing all these recaps rather than actual footage of the men tell all. It's like they didn't have anything for us. They didn't have anything from the actual men tell all to give us, so they
Right.
had to fill it with a lot of other stuff, which I'm surprised, because these guys were the most catty we've seen guys in any season, so I can't believe that they didn't have more.
I thought that they did drop-ins on Sean's season as well. Like, he went to a couple, like, sorority houses.
Yeah, but there was
Yeah, but not 25 minutes of it.
Yeah, the episode
like the
didn't
first
start.
25 minutes.
It was, they had the girls all do girl talk again, and then they did that.
The first 25 minutes of the show was not the men tell all.
yeah, we timed it.
We timed it.
Once
It was even further past that, almost, that the men tell all finally started.
Yeah. I'm just going to say that if a guy, even if it was Chris Harrison, popped up in my window, I would get a restraining order, not invite them inside.
See, that's okay. TV Bachelor, and this is real life what
Yeah.
would happen.
Yeah.
I could just see you like kicking him or something.
Mace in your
Yeah.
face. Sorry.
We are wacky tonight, and it's going to be a good one. So let's get into the reality of Allie, Emily, and
What reality? Sorry, did I ruin it?
No, Krisily, because this is why America loves you. Because you tell it like it is. So many people have been hitting me up. They're like, you keep it real. So this is it. If you guys want to come for the truth, come to AfterBuzz. We're going to tell you how it is.
First of all, I don't know about you, but when me and my girlfriends get around and sit and talk about relationships or problems, we're not dressed like that. We're usually in sweats, first of all.
Oh, really?
Yes. So sorry for all you boys out there, but that's not normally the setup. And we're not all sitting, like, it just felt so contrived to me. And even when they were talking, like, it felt scripted. There was nothing real about
It did
that
feel
conversation.
a little bit forced. And that was one of those things that I was kind of thinking about. Des, outside of The Bachelor, who is she going to hang out with and talk boys with? Probably not. And I'm sure she loves Emily and Allie and Ashley, but that's not who she's going to talk to. I don't understand why they don't let her, her actual girlfriends come on the show, or just girls from the season like they did a couple episodes ago.
Right. She has been hanging around with Allie a lot lately. You see that on Twitter and Instagram
because
or whatever.
Allie's local to LA now.
Right.
I get
So
that.
And you can only use Leslie M so many times. You know, she was already been on the show and they were really tight.
But
so-
I'd rather see Leslie.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, to me,
'Cause
their
that seems
friendships.
normal. They are friends.
Right, their friendship's real. They went through this process together. Like, yeah, I get Allie was a bachelorette, so she feels it and she understands it. But like, they don't have that friendship. And I enjoyed seeing Leslie and Catherine and Jessica. The redhead, Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
We call her Little Mermaid.
Jackie. I enjoyed
Parr.
seeing them more because it felt. I mean, it still felt awkward because it
Even
was
if
just
they
weird.
brought in Daniela.
Yeah, it just didn't. And we know she hangs around with Daniela outside.
I know, because she just went to Daniela's birthday party last week.
Oh, there we go.
Wait a minute. Who's getting the restraining order? I'm just kidding.
I did it on News and Gossip, you
It
guys.
was totally for work. I totally had to cover it for work.
Let us know if you believe her, chat roll. All right. It's going to get a little catty tonight. It's going to cross over. Okay, calm down, you two. All right, so let's, should we actually get into the actual episode? Because there were some things that were omitted. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Where was the Mike G interview? Why didn't Mike G get interviewed? Because he caused a lot of trouble this season.
Because did you hear him when he talked?
did. I'm sure that it got cut. Because something that, I mean, we went to the Women Tell All, or not Women Tell All.
We went to Bachelor Pad.
Bachelor Pad. But I have a lot of friends that have gone to these events in the past, and they take like
Forever.
8 hours, like between 7 and 12 hours to film these things, and you see maybe 45 minutes of footage from the interviews.
Yeah, and there were some things that were omitted, like the fact, and I saw this on a commercial promo for this week, where Des asked James, maybe I missed it tonight because I think they would have used it, if you were selected to be the Bachelor, would you do it?
His answer was just dumb.
Did they use it on the show? Did I miss it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, wait, James or Mike?
James.
Yeah, they asked James on the show.
And Desiree asked James.
No.
Yeah,
Chris
no.
Harrison
No,
asked.
Desiree asked him.
But that just proves that people sitting at home, and I thought this for a very long time, is that was the interview, like unedited. But they take the best stuff, and sometimes it is cut to sound a certain way. And then sometimes, maybe Mike just didn't say anything interesting, so they cut it.
And the fact that we didn't get Brian J. And he's back with Stephanie.
He wasn't there.
I don't think he's
declined
back with
to
her.
come.
You don't think they're back? Even though last week they were tweeting
photographic evidence
of them being together.
of them being in love.
Yep. A few weeks ago.
Eating froyo, which means love.
Froyo means love. Kathy, I think you might be drunk. I'm just going to say that out there right now.
I have an energy drink.
Okay.
Makes me silly.
Let's get into Ben, our first Bachelor. Good old Ben. Did we buy his story? What's going on here? What did we pick up? He said he immediately regrets what he said in the limo. Do we?
Of course he does, because now America hates him.
Do we believe him? I mean, do we believe the fact that actually Dan came up to him? And this is where I had asked you if we have that article where Dan came up and actually told the story how he ran into Ben's ex-baby mama in Vegas and all sorts of drama, that he really wasn't a great dad at all. And actually his wife, Stevie, the baby mama, came out and denied that. And I believe, do you have the article?
Yeah, Wet Paint actually published an exclusive earlier tonight. And basically everything that Dan Cox said about Ben being a lying, cheating scumbag, Ben's ex is saying is false. Just that, like Stevie said, none of that was spoken about. We've never discussed that. We literally talked for 2 minutes, and then me and Taylor basically ditched him. Him being Dan Cox, basically is trying to make up this bullshit. Beep. It's all lies. I'm so mad. None of it's true. And why would I talk to some random stranger about any of that?
Because you're a girl, number one. And because attention's fun from new boys, number two.
Why would she deny it?
Because they have a child together, and I'm sure that he went back and made her we've seen a sign of Ben that's really not very nice. So my money is on the fact that he went back and ripped her a new one for saying that. And they have a child together. That's like custody stuff. That's like big deal. I guarantee she would take back those words not to piss him off because they have a child together. because I'm sure she didn't think that that conversation was going to be brought up on national television.
So you think he's really the puppet master?
Totally, 100%. I think that he is as conniving as we've seen. I think he's full of it. And I think that the baby mama was probably had a couple drinks, said what she said, and then had to take it back because they have a child together. Like, that's real life. That's not he said, she said. That's like custody. That's court. That's different.
I want to say, compared to the villains from other seasons, I don't think he's a Kalen. I don't think that he's anywhere near any of those other guys' levels.
Wow.
I don't think that he was the most truthful or honest guy on the show, but I don't believe that he was like the worst, serial cheater. I mean, maybe he was, but like not. I don't know.
And Krisily, I'm kind of surprised that you would say that, honestly.
Say what?
What you just said right now about Ben, because we all know you. We know you on a personal level, and do you think you were portrayed as who you were on the show?
100%.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've never thought any different, or if I said any different. I was portrayed as me.
So it was accurate. So you're
100%. I am a. Can I say that word?
If it's in context of the show.
I mean, I was, and I don't necessarily know that I was the villain in the way that these people were. I'm just a very say it how it is person, and if you do something that's stupid and lie about it, I'm gonna call you out on it, especially in that situation. So if that makes me a bitch, then great.
And adding to that, I guess, and Zach even said that JP was much more of a caring father than Ben was.
Juan Pablo.
Juan Pablo, I'm sorry, I'm already...
Like JP Rosenbaum doesn't have kids that I know of.
But I already started seeing that little nugget,
Yeah.
how they're starting to really, really put up Juan Pablo.
Well, that and they were showing who Ben was as a person.
As well.
They were just trying to show, because that's a lot of times, like we've talked about in the past with like people like Michelle Money, where at the Women's Hall, everyone was standing up for her. This is not that case.
I do agree. Like, I don't think that he's a good guy by any means, but I don't think that he's like the worst villain in Bachelor history, is what I'm trying to say. I do want to bring up a point, though, where at the very beginning of the show, when they're introducing everyone, it sounded like it was dubbed over when there were all those boos. Because
Thank you.
I remember, like, just in contest shows and things like that, even in, live audience shows like a Chelsea Lately or whatever shows like that, before the show starts, they have the audience clap and they have them boo several times. They do a loud clap, a quiet clap, and a boo. And I think that those boos for Ben and for James were either amplified or they didn't happen.
They were too clean, I thought.
They were too clean. You would have, I would say, half the people booing and half the people clapping, so Sparky's getting all over the couch.
As we're on a live show, Krisily is the dog whisperer. Okay, so with that said, okay.
It's a dog whisperer.
Let us move on, since we've already covered Ben. I mean, we know he's not going to be on Bachelor Pad since we don't have one this season, but maybe he might be in the possible Bachelor Con, which I don't know if you heard about that.
Yes, I did hear about that as well. I don't think it's happening.
You don't think it's happening? No. Okay, maybe we'll touch that a little later.
News and gossip.
Yes, but let's get into an overly manicured eyebrowed James. Yeah, I said it. I went there. What did we think about James? I was still waiting for the punch. I'm still waiting for the time he was supposed to choke someone out. I'm eagerly waiting for that one moment. It didn't happen.
He seemed very tailored tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
And
not all at once.
I like that Des called him out.
Okay. And anything else that you picked up on that? Because we've rehashed it 3 times now.
Yeah.
What happened in the van?
I'm glad that she finally saw that. I think that she was a little bit manipulated by him. And I loved how he got so caught up in it that he couldn't even answer. Like that tonight.
Yeah, he got trapped.
Yeah.
Finally.
Caught in his own lie.
Did you pick up anything, Krisily, from James, from the recap of...
Nothing that I haven't talked about for 8 weeks.
I find it odd that Des seemed like she needed a push from other people to confront him, though.
To confront on the episode tonight?
Yeah. I felt like she wouldn't have stood up, like...
You mean from Casey and...
No, I feel like she got it from the girls a little bit, like Allie and Ashley and Emily. I just don't know that she would have done that on her own.
Really?
Like, I felt like she still felt a little manipulated and she needed a push to stand up for herself in that situation. That's just how I felt.
So maybe that's what got the ball rolling, because I thought the rest of the night she was very on top of it. She was cutting. She was.
Oh, yeah.
You know. Yes.
Sorry, I wanted to go back to the booze for a minute because I didn't, my train of thought didn't catch up until now because I'm half asleep. Sorry. They absolutely 100% do add applause to applause and add booze to booze, but they definitely booed because you saw his facial expression.
Oh, no, I'm
Yeah.
saying that I think it was
Okay.
half and half, but they completely cut out the applause and they amplified the boo. in
Because
that.
when I forgot who it was on Bachelor Pad 1, when they came out, it went from like screaming, yelling applause to like instant, like it was like somebody dropped a pen to boo. It was
yeah.
crazy. So
And the intros are also a little bit more spaced out, so people know who's coming next. It's not like
not on that, they're not.
on Bachelor Pad it was.
They weren't on that. Well, for my Bachelor Pad, they weren't. We came out one after another. It was not like one person and then the next person. It was
No,
like
it was fast, but it wasn't as fast as it's shown on television.
All
mine
right,
was different.
As we analyze the applause.
Sorry.
No, we're getting
I
off on a
just don't want
tangent.
people to think that they didn't really boo for him because they did really
No, I
boo.
think that
You
they
could
did.
see
It
it
was
for his
just
face.
it was half and half.
Yeah, just they added a little
Amplified, yeah.
sparkle. There we go. And anything else that we can add with Mikey standing up and Casey reminding us a little bit of Tony Piper?
Totally liked. He looked like him. He even sounded like him at some points tonight.
It felt a little
Yeah.
Tony there. And
He's a little cuter than Tony Piper, though.
okay,
Looks taller.
I'm leaving that alone. But then again, once again, we have a little Juan Pablo comment again, and this is where he says, if my daughter or my sister, I would not let them date James. No amigo. He would not allow them. And of course, they sprinkled him throughout the whole episode. The guy who got 13
They gave
seconds.
him his own segment.
And that's what we're going to move on to next.
Yeah.
Juan Pablo.
And
Interview
Des was
number
like-
1 for Bachelor.
Yes.
Des said, I got so much hate mail when I sent you home.
Yes, she
Yeah.
did. And so,
She did send him home really early.
so did we get a gauge?
Because of his daughter, though. I think you know what I mean? Like, that's
knew
why
that
she brought
that
him
wasn't
home.
him, yeah.
I mean, literally everything he said was on point, and he was teaching Chris how to say his name. We see on a whole other side to him, we see his daughter. I mean,
It was his interview. They very strategically did that. They brought 2 people up that they're thinking about being the Bachelor, so that they can see how America responds to both of them, and then go from there. Not that there's probably not other people on their minds, but for sure, Zach and Juan Pablo are front runners, for sure at this point.
do we have a pick that you prefer? We'll save it till we talk about Zach.
Predictions.
Yeah, we'll save it for prediction as well. But you know, and that's why, because he really didn't have. He had a few kisses with Desiree, and like I said, once again, Mike G had so much more of an arc, and they just blew past him. Well, at least I'm sure, like we said, I'm sure there was an interview, we just didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't give them much.
Yeah, so this moves us on to the guy who really did give us a lot. It was the heartfelt guy. It was Zach.
He was the sneaker this season. I did not like him at the beginning at all. And as the season progressed the last couple weeks, I really, really liked him. And I just wish that he realizes that had he led with this stuff from the beginning, he would probably still be around. But because he led with his naked guy act, like, he was considered a joke.
He admitted tonight, he said, I come on too strong at the beginning. That's how I've always been. I've been the jokester. And then it screws him over in the end.
And do you think maybe a lot of stuff was omitted? I mean, we found out tonight about the journal,
Well, because we saw the journal and we knew about the journal. We saw the giving of the journal,
didn't
but
know
we
the
didn't know
inscription.
about the poem that was in the invisible ink.
yeah, so many things we did not get to see of him.
Of course.
If you go online, you see a lot more. There's tons of. There was another deleted scene with Zach's.
Like an onion, there's more layers.
Wow.
Deep.
Philosophical Bachelorette tonight, Cathy. No, last week there was a deleted scene with Zach's brother, and Desiree as well. So there's so much stuff we didn't get to see. So that's why go online and definitely see, so you can see the whole story. And we still won't even see probably the whole story.
Never.
Never.
You'll never see the whole story.
So, I mean, what happened with the song? I mean, where did that You can't say that's like Wes. Cathy, you.
Oh no, I'm saying West 2.0 new and improved, like the better version.
Okay,
So, I mean, I feel like when he sang the song, it was actually heartfelt. It wasn't him trying to sell an album. And I don't know, I feel like towards the latter half of the season, especially during hometowns, we saw a different side to Zach. And I know people were knocking us for making fun of him before, but I really feel like he didn't give us a reason not to make fun of him. Like, he gave us so many reasons to make fun of him.
He was naked
towards
guy.
the beginning of the season. And then the last 2 episodes is really where we saw someone who was genuine and sincere and actually had feelings for this person as opposed to trying to be the,
and he's still heartbroken.
jester.
He's still heartbroken over Des. And
He's a good singer too, by the way. Can we just throw that out there? Because we've had a lot of really bad singers on the season, and thank God he's a great singer. Like, I'll give him that. That was pretty. It was a pretty song.
I thought it was an awkward moment after the song when they hugged each other, and you could
Oh,
see.
I thought that was sweet.
I felt like, to me, it almost felt like to me Zach wanted to kiss her. Maybe I was
Oh,
in the
God, I
moment.
didn't.
Like
I could see that.
I felt like he was like a tiny lean in, but it was not from a bad place. I just felt like
I
an
think
awkwardness.
everyone can relate to that, though. Like, when you get dumped and then you see your ex for the first time after that, and you know that they're happy and with someone else potentially, like, that freaking sucks. Like, that really sucks.
Yeah, but he's being talked to about being the Bachelor.
Yeah. So if you had your pick, Zach or Juan Pablo.
See, I like Juan Pablo, and I think he's real sweet. I just can't understand a damn thing he says. So I don't know that I could watch a whole
Captions
season
the
full of
entire
subtitles.
season.
Yeah, no, I don't think that I could do that.
I really like both of them. I feel like, I don't know.
Zach's gonna be more almost.
Zach will give you both sides.
Yeah.
He's going to give you the goofy. Yes, he's also going to give you the sentimental. Not to say that Juan Pablo
I can
won't.
see the intro of Zach's season. That's the thing for me, is I can see,
Really?
this guy came out and he led with his goofy side, but that didn't win over Dez's heart. He fell in love, but he was still heartbroken, and now he's getting a second chance.
You should really do promos for ABC. That was damn good.
Yeah, I just thought of that off the top of my head. But I can see that because I feel like they love the second chance angle, and that's, I don't know. Juan Pablo I could also see as Bachelor, but I feel like it would.
Would you say there's not enough hurt on Juan Pablo's side
Yeah.
to garner that sympathy where you would want, like when Desiree was booted off, everyone wanted Des because, of course, she was the girl next door, and it was heartbreaking when she left the show. Juan Pablo, when he left, he was, he, of course, sad, but nothing like Zach.
Yeah, but the women in America love Juan
him.
Pablo.
Yeah, did you notice when he went up, all the tweets that were flashing? There was like 4 tweets in a row for Juan Pablo. So,
Yeah.
so maybe they will
I think
do.
we need something different next season. I want them to change it up and do like 2 Bachelors or
I think they've
like
done that before.
a pro athlete. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did that one season.
Yeah.
And then the girls picked.
And see, we've done both of that, and both of those.
I know.
We did with
But like they
season
haven't
4.
done it in 10.
Yeah.
Because it didn't work very
Seasons.
well.
No. Okay.
People didn't like it that watched it.
So any final thoughts? Aside from Desiree looking stunning tonight?
She did look good. It's the best. I mean, other than the Oompa Loompa tan, she did look good. They all looked so orange, even Chris Harrison.
Do you think it was the lighting then? It wasn't the tans?
No, I think it was a spray tan.
They had that little statue thing that they have at every women tell all, men tell all in the background. I noticed that.
Did they?
Yeah.
It was definitely the same place that they've had everything. So It
Yeah.
was the same chairs that we sat in. It was the same setup.
Okay. So I'm trying to think, any final thoughts before we move on to our quick little Ask Krisily moment? She's already regretting this.
No, I should be prepared.
Be prepared.
And
because
I'm not because I don't know what the question is.
Well,
And
this is why-
today you may stump me because my brain is full of comic book mush.
All right, so with that said, let us move on to our new segment, Ask Krisily. We should have Phil have like a song for us.
No.
Okay, next week.
I'm like, no.
Boxers or briefs?
That's,
That was terrible.
thank you, Phil? Question mark. All right, let's start off with our first question for hashtag Ask Krisily. If you could give Brooks, Drew, and Chris any advice since they are in the same position as you were in your season, what would it be? And that is by Joseph Boza.
Joseph, thank you. I would have to say that the only thing I think that got me that far was being who I was and not holding anything back in all situations. So whether the cameras were on or off, making the best time that you had and just being yourself, because I see a lot of it where people try to be some way on camera, and then, like she said, some of them she felt like she didn't know who they were, and it's because there's those different sides. So being true to who you are, and then separating your feelings, because I feel like one of the other really big things is that you're in this situation. It's really hard not to fall in love because you're in these exotic locations and you're not able to see your friends and your family. So trying to figure out which feelings are for the places that you're in and which feelings are for the person that you're with.
See, that was so well thought out. My gosh. And we've only got 14 more of these.
Pageant answer.
Thanks.
We got 14 more of these. You're a pro.
14.
I'm kidding. We've only got a few more. Let's see. From the Gaming Bros, ask Krisily, what would happen if...
Gaming Bros.
Yes.
I like gamers.
Nice.
Sorry.
Let's see. What would
And brothers.
What would happen if a family did not allow or want the Bachelor show in their house?
It's happened before, and they've gone to friends' houses instead.
Melissa Rycroft
Yes.
didn't go meet her family. Jason Mesnick met her friends,
Yes.
and they sat in a park or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's our next one from Aaron Brooks. Ask Krisily. I wish there was a way to watch your season of The Bachelor. This is more of a statement. I can't see you being pictured badly. I think you're an awesome, strong woman with a big heart.
Oh, Aaron.
Is there
bless
a way
your heart.
Is there a way to watch your season?
I do not think that there is, sadly.
Krisily has all of the videos, and she watches them every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
And a last statement, because
I sense that's not sincere, although I have no idea why.
That was my favorite person in the world, Sheldon Cooper, by the way.
and she's our fan of the week. I'm calling this right now. She's our fan of the week. Love you guys and watch you every week and love AfterBuzz. Sorry, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and you guys are my gossip pool.
Yes.
So keep it up. We love you, Aaron. Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.
All right, and this is CDA345. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Krisily, she said she would not watch if Zach was the Bachelor.
I did say that.
So, will you change your mind if he is? I kind of added on that one.
That's okay. I totally said that a couple weeks ago. I don't know the answer to that yet.
I can answer.
Yes, you, Cupcake.
She will, because I will make her.
And there you
I
are.
have to take another call.
And finally, I'm not going to...
Oh, wait.
What?
He's Scott McDougal. He just asked Krisily a question.
What is it? What is it?
He's our East Coast
What is it,
correspondent.
McDougal?
Ask
Okay.
it. Ask it, Cathy, of course.
If a contestant removes him or herself from the show, do they lose their stipend? What?
There is no stipend. We don't get paid anything
Yeah.
to do the show. There
What
is
you
no
talking about,
money
Scott?
involved at all when you are a contestant on The Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Just free alcohol.
They put you up, they pay your food while you're there, but there's no stipend.
Okay, and lastly, I'm gonna end this on a positive note. And I'm gonna call out all of us, AfterBuzz Nation. You can make this happen because Taylor Lawrence says, wait a day after the finale.
Tyler Lautner? Taylor
No.
Lautner? Ask me a question? No?
Taylor just asked you a sweet question. You're about to butcher her name because she's better than Taylor Lautner.
I thought you said Taylor Lautner. My ears.
Taylor Lawrence.
Taylor Lauren.
Sorry, my English not
Hi,
too
Taylor.
good.
ESL.
Wait a day after the finale. We want Krisily.
Oh, thank you.
And that ends our hashtag Ask Krisily portion. But
Thanks.
I'm going to let you guys know. Let us know. Give us more questions for next week. The more questions we have and the more comments we get, we could possibly move our finale date so we can have Krisily here for the finale. But it's all on you guys, AfterBuzz TV Nation. So, with that said, let's move on to news and gossip. News.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay. Well, we already kind of talked about the Ben and his ex thing, but there are several other stories tonight. First off is Brian had cake and froyo with his ex, Stephanie. They took some time away from throwing rocks at each other to take some cute pictures together, and Stephanie tweeted it out that she is having froyo at Cake Love with my love, Brian Chernow.
I just threw up in my mouth.
Brian Generowski.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
So that was only on July 20th, a couple days ago. So yes, they are back on, unless she is recycling old pictures and posting them on Twitter.
Any other news?
Ben, actually, we did brush over this a little earlier, but Ben tweeted out tonight someone will attack my personal life again. It will be out of the blue and outrageous lies. Mistake equals attacking Brody's mom.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. A couple girls in Bachelor world got Botox this past week.
Not me.
And alerted all of social media about it. Vienna and Ashley Frazier both revealed that they got Botox. Vienna said on Twitter, Botox and Juvederm, sugar and spice, everything beautiful and everything nice. And then posted a picture of her at a place in Denver where she apparently got Botox. And
Probably for free, which is why she probably posted the picture.
And then Ashley Frazier also Instagrammed a picture of Botox and a form at the doctor's office with the caption, Happy Friday to me, best bee shot in town, Anti-Age Institute, tell them I sent you for extra love.
Yeah.
And then since then, she has actually taken down the picture.
I can't lie. I have gotten Botox twice before, and I tweeted pictures both times. So
Was it for free?
Keeping it
no,
real.
I paid for it.
And you still tweeted?
I paid full price. Yeah, I was so excited to try it because everybody else tried it, and I wanted to know what happens. And I was really upset that everything still moved because I didn't know that you had to wait until the next day. But it was awesome. I loved it. I loved my Botox.
You didn't go to Erica Rose's dad for that?
Nope. I went to a Botox party with all these girls that all watched The Bachelorette together on Monday night. So if you're watching us, hey ladies, miss my Botox.
Now, do you have anything on that Bachelor Con or anything?
Oh, yeah, I have a bunch of stuff.
Oh, nice. Krisily will like that since she just got out of her own con. Now we have a Bachelor Con, possibly.
It's
God.
very possible, very much a possibility. It's not very possible right now. It was just one tweet. Millsy tweeted, should we consider doing a Bachelor Con? A couple days ago.
You have 700 people.
I don't think...
So you have 700 bachelorettes, bachelors that have been on the show.
And then what happens is they start alienating people, which is just rude because they just do fan favorites and people from other seasons that don't get to go. You know what I mean? That becomes kind of sloppy.
This sounds really rude, and I don't mean it that way, but how many people, like, do they really think that they could get, like, thousands and thousands of people to show up to, like, meet?
Yep.
So weird.
It happens every time we do a Bachelor Gives Back. Hundreds of people
and
show up.
I got you for free.
You got me for free every
so
single Monday.
The chat roll's like, oh my God, are you serious?
So
A Bachelor Con?
Courtney Robertson is moving to San Francisco to move in with her boyfriend. She says, I'm in love, and gave the exclusive to Wet Paint. She said, and the timing is right. I'm really, really happy. So congratulations to her and her beau.
Any details on the beau? It's no longer Ari, right? Didn't they have like a froyo or something?
He is much older than her. So I can tell you that. Jake Pavelka thinks that Farrah is an awful person. Of course, Teen Mom Farrah is who I'm talking about. He didn't really say that, but he did tell Radar Online that he thinks teen moms are setting a bad precedent, Teen Moms on MTV, and that teenagers should not get pregnant. Duh. He says some of these girls could be the next president of the United States, but they are on MTV. If they are having
and now
a kid,
she's in porn.
It takes away from high school. They haven't even gotten to be in a sorority or go to college yet. Jake Pavelka, you are thinking of these girls. Only the best intentions. Ashley Rosenbaum is up and dating. What?
Oh, no, go continue. Sorry.
Oh. She's opening a pediatric dental practice in Manhattan, and she asked her Twitter followers if they think she should open it up in Tribeca or the Upper West Side.
Earth-shattering news.
So, last piece of news and gossip. Actually, two more. Chris Harrison did an interview with In Touch Weekly about getting back on the dating scene, and like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, he actually is going to be using his dating app At First Sight.
Wait, guess who else is on it?
Who?
Ari.
What?
Ari is on At First Sight already.
Is he being paid to do it?
He's on it.
It's honestly something I never thought I'd go through with again, Chris Harrison told In Touch. He says, women are more aggressive than I remember. And that is why he's choosing to date on At First Sight. Last piece of news and gossip is Des went out to dinner with a guy tonight.
Who's the guy?
He was not Chris, he was not Drew, and he was not Brooks. He was a producer on The Bachelor named Peter G, and they had a lovely time, and she Instagrammed it. So, that is the news and gossip.
And once again, thank you for news and gossip, Cathy, Kelley. Let us move on to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz
Stay
TV.
awake, Krisily. Stay awake.
I'm doing
That's-
it. She just slapped me.
She just
slapped.
If you're not watching, there's slapping going around here. We've got dogs and we've got Phil in the booth. We've got all sorts of stuff
Sleepy
going on.
time. That's just rude.
Guys, you have no idea how loud our headphones are. So when Phil
Well,
does
yours
that,
is because you're deaf.
what?
Yours is because you're deaf.
That is
We
true.
put ours down because we're normal.
Okay, predictions. It's a two-part finale. So what the heck are we going to predict? Or can we go? I have a second part to Joseph Boza's question.
Okay.
If you could pick a bachelor for next season, who would it be and why? Since you're great at playing the guessing game, who do you think it could be? I know we've kind of touched upon it.
Dozer.
Dozer. Okay.
Dozer does it for Bachelor.
He needs a girl.
He totally does.
Okay. On a serious note, what's going to happen next week?
Someone's going home. Someone's going to cry. A lot of people actually
Everyone's
are crying.
crying.
It seems like, I think they're trying to make it look like her top pick goes home.
That's so.
It looks like Brooks leaves.
But then in
Or
previous,
Drew.
no, they set like previous teasers. It looks like Drew leaves. Now I feel like they're trying to make it look like Brooks leaves. So I don't really know what to
But
believe
they
anymore.
still end up at the end because Chris is still standing in a suit at the end all by himself. So I don't know. And then everybody, you keep saying they keep saying it's a Mesnick. So I'm like, does Brooks go home and then come back because he
I was
realizes
thinking
he
that
loves
someone
her?
leaves and then comes back.
I think that's what we're
Which
all
would
thinking.
then be a Graham. Didn't Graham get sent home and then come back?
No.
Ali Fedotowsky did that.
Yes.
Ed
Swirsky.
Swirsky did that.
We're real good with last names. I think it's
I
time
should
to
work
go
at a deli
home.
because I'm a butcher.
What a function. So we're getting the hook.
I can't believe we lasted 42 minutes.
That's right. We have a lot to say.
That's what
So.
she said.
Oh! All right. Enough. Stop, you two.
This is an ABC show.
I know. ABC Family. Cathy, Kelley, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley.
And lovely Krisily, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Krisily and like my Facebook page on Facebook.
And once again, thank you, Phil, for running the ones and twos, but we really know that Sparky was the one behind those buttons. Thank you, Phil. And of course, you can find me at JC Rubio TV on Instagram, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.